7 minutes sin intermodule.
All right, and we're back with episode number 14. And finally, I've been able to get Matthew on the podcast. They've been working on so much over at Tandem, and now we have something additional that we want to talk about with what they've been developing. So, Matthew, definitely thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we've been in contact for a couple of years now. Never met in person, but obviously I've been following what y'all have been doing. So I know we'll get into what y'all recently launched publicly, though you've been working on it for a while. But how'd you go from the battery pack, if you will, the Centaur as you called it, to what you're doing now with the genset side of things?
Definitely. So when we started Tandem, 3 or 4 years ago, we did start with the Centaur product, and I'm still very excited about it. It's just been a much longer tail. And so we made the decision that the battery pack, the power electronics and everything really can be used in transport refrigeration. So we've started to go after different products while the Centaur continues to bake. And that same battery pack that's used in the Centaur is the exact same battery pack that's used in our other products.
Okay. And so tell us about what y'all got that's new.
Definitely. So I'm very excited about what we call the power pack. What we're doing most recently is we're doing a diesel genset replacement for ports and containers. Essentially, Every refrigerated container is being powered by a diesel genset, and we'd like to replace that with a battery pack to help save operating expenses and also to make the air a bit cleaner.
And y'all kicked it off where? What region?
So a year ago, we did an implementation with Maersk in the port of Houston. So we had 3 units running there, and it was very hot, 100, 105 degrees every single day. And we were hauling, anywhere from ambient temperatures, refrigerated, and frozen. So these were really stress tested in that implementation last year. And we're excited to publicly release it, just a week ago.
And how do I say this? Without, of course, not to focus on any sort of competition and such, but just because I'm not too familiar with this side of things on refrigeration, is there a lot of competition for what y'all are doing, or y'all were kind of the pioneers of this concept?
So I'm actually very surprised with how little competition there seems to be in this market. When we started building this product 1.5 years or 2 years ago, I can't say that I knew of anything like it. Now, just because of, the partners that we have and the people that we speak to, I have heard rumblings of other products coming. But to tell you the truth, I think it's an important market that needs to be focused on, and I would like to see more focus here, specifically because diesel gensets under a certain horsepower range don't get the same scrutiny as the trucks do. So these diesel gensets are very, dirty, and they're polluting the air quite a bit.
Right. Interesting. Is there a certain, I could see this being used obviously in every single market that needs it. Is there a certain market that y'all are wanting to attack next, or is the focus just continue developing out of Houston?
Yeah, so in terms of port drayage, this is really a drop-in, plug-and-play replacement. The run times that we've seen run times over, 48 hours for certain goods. For the most intense ones, our lowest run time that we had was 10 hours. So this really does fit the duty cycle of the port. What we'd like to see is for our product to make some strides into, maybe rail. Those come with longer runtime requirements, though. Right now we're not offering a product for that, but we'd like to explore it.
And is it something that the product is this something that the company, port or whatever, they buy, or it's like a lease, or how does that work?
So right now, we do have a partnership with a couple of leasing companies that you
Okay.
can lease this product with. We'd like to see it be leased with a chassis, and then what I'd like to work on in the future is having some conversations with ports and also pool providers so that this can get out into the hands of the operators that might not want to own or lease it themselves. A lot of the market is, people that are picking these things up for a load or for a couple days or weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where a lot of the focus is going to be now that we've released the product.
Interesting. And I know California, you can't talk about electrification without talking about California. Uh, is that in the works as well, or?
So that is one way that I have found out a little bit about, the rumblings of competition coming. We do
Okay.
have
I see.
conversations about getting subsidies on these products. To be honest, we don't usually pursue incentives on our products because they're cheap enough to
Yeah.
stand on their own.
Okay.
But we will explore those conversations in California, and I'm hoping to get some units out to the West Coast soon.
Okay. Cool. Well, as always, thanks for bringing me up to speed on what you are doing. I know you always got something you're working on, and I'm glad that we're finally able to talk about this product as well. As always, I like putting a video or a photo of the product in the video because visualizing it is something completely different, since we're in a market or industry that has always used what's been there, which is what you're coming to switch up. So I think some people definitely need to see. So thanks again, man, for coming on, and congrats on everything that y'all are doing.
Thank you.